Dr. Ranj Singh is a TV and NHS doctor who's supporting the NHS Better Health Every Mind Matters campaign to encourage the nation to prioritise their mental health during Mental Health Awareness Week. In a new film, he discusses how he manages anxious thoughts and calls on people to make the first move for their mental health. And Dr. Ranj is here with us. Good afternoon, how are you?
No, I'm good, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm brilliant, thanks. So, how does the Every Mind Matters campaign help those who are maybe struggling with anxiety?
So, Every Mind Matters, this current campaign is just a little bit of a reminder for Mental Health Awareness Week that a lot of us feel anxiety. It's very, very common. About 3/4 of adults report feeling anxiety. And it's a perfectly normal feeling in everyday life, but unfortunately, sometimes it can get out of control. You may not be able to manage those feelings, they may not pass, or they might start to crop up in inappropriate situations or unexpected situations. And then it starts to get in the way of you living your normal everyday life. And that's when it really does need to be addressed. But what we can all do is, before we get to that situation, is do little things that help diffuse those feelings. And that's what Every Mind Matters is all about, is to remind people that there's lots of things that you can all do, little tips. And one of the biggest ones is actually doing a bit of extra physical activity, which many people, actually, in fact, less than half of people will be aware that physical activity helps those symptoms.
And what is it about physical activity that helps?
Think of it like this. We feel anxiety when we're under pressure. Your body and your brain think it's that they're going to have to either fight or run. So they gear themselves up. Lots of processes happen around the body, and you gear yourself up and you're ready to go. And unfortunately, if you don't deal with that, if you don't actually use that pent-up energy, it kind of lingers around and you get the unpleasant feelings. So physical activity helps to diffuse some of that. But it also physical activity is great because it means you're moving around. It's good for your musculoskeletal health, your cardiovascular health, and it also releases good hormones as well. So it makes you feel great. So it's not just that physical relief of anxiety that you're getting out, but it's good in several other different ways as well.
And I imagine for some people, their anxiety may cause them to be less likely to exercise. So how do you get around that?
Absolutely. So 4 in 10 adults don't do the recommended sort of 150 minutes a week that the NHS recommends we all do. 1 in 5 of us don't do any physical activity at all. And if you're not feeling at your best, you're not going to be the most motivated. You're not going to feel energized, and you're not going to want to get out and go out there. I always say, firstly, do whatever you can within your ability. Doing something is better than nothing at all. And the way to overcome that initial hurdle, to make that first move, is to start small and then build yourself up slowly. Don't think, oh my gosh, I've got to start with 150 minutes a week straight away. If you can't do that, build up slowly, find something that you enjoy, make it fun, try and do it with somebody else, get outside in a green space, because that is we know it's shown to be good for our mental well-being, and do anything you can to kind of motivate yourself to do that.
Most people probably do have access to a green space, but some people don't, and maybe some people are anxious to go out. So is there stuff that you can do in your home or in places that maybe aren't as nice as other people would have?
Yeah, no, not all of us have easy access to green spaces. And if you're not able to get out, that may not be a possibility, but there are things that you can do at home. So simply, firstly, changing your position, not just being seated all the time. So moving from sitting to standing. You could go up and down the stairs, be very, very careful, obviously. Routine chores around the house, even vacuuming is a form of exercise. But whatever you can do within your ability. And also remember, there's loads of free resources that you can access online. So you could go on for instance, YouTube and find a home workout video. Or if you download things like the NHS apps, Active 10, Couch to 5K, they have tips and tricks that you can build into your daily routine.
Even if people don't have anxiety, do you think that exercise generally will help them? Because I suppose even if we don't have a condition, we all get anxious sometimes.
Absolutely. And as I said, exercise doesn't just help with anxiety, it helps with your physical health. your cardiovascular health. There's so many benefits to exercise, whatever you can do. People that do physical activity, over 2/3 of them find it boost their mood. Almost 2/3 say it boosts their confidence and it reduces those anxious feelings. So it is just about doing a little bit extra to whatever you're doing, and then building on that extra as you go along. And you'll find actually the more you do it, the easier it becomes. It's just making the first move is probably the biggest hurdle for a lot of people.
Because it becomes a habit, and I suppose just like lack of exercise can become a habit.
Absolutely. It's easy to get into that rut where if you haven't done exercise for a long time, it feels like getting yourself up and getting yourself moving again is an uphill struggle. But as with a lot of things, the more you do it, the more you repeat it, the easier it becomes and the more habitual it becomes. And as you find that the more you move and the fitter you get, that level of exercise will become easier, but you'll still reap the mental and physical benefits.
Well, where are we able to go to find out more information and get help if we need it?
So if you want free ways to look after your mental well-being, you can just head to the Every Mind Matters website. If you want to sign up to some free apps to get yourself moving, then the NHS Couch to 5K and Active 10 apps are both really, really good.
Brilliant. Well, many thanks for joining us today and have a great day.
You too. Take care.